Welcome back, NFL fanatics, to the never-ending drama that is the NFL offseason. This year, the biggest remaining domino in the quarterback market is none other than the future Hall of Famer, Aaron Rodgers, and according to the latest reports, his decision on where he'll be playing in 2025 is creating a fascinating and perhaps frustrating three-team standoff involving the Minnesota Vikings, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the New York Giants. Let's break down this quarterback conundrum and see who might be left standing when the music finally stops. It appears, according to NFL insider Dianna Russini of The Athletic, that the Minnesota Vikings are currently holding the cards, or perhaps more accurately, holding the other teams somewhat hostage. The report suggests that Aaron Rodgers is waiting to see which direction the Vikings decide to go at the quarterback position before ultimately making his own decision on his next destination. This creates a fascinating dynamic where the Steelers and the Giants are essentially in a holding pattern. Their own quarterback plans contingent on what the Vikings decide to do with Rodgers. The New York Giants, in particular, seem to be feeling the pressure of this waiting game. The article highlights their urgent need to secure a capable veteran quarterback after the departures of Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones. In fact, the situation has become so pressing that the Giants reportedly needed to make a move on veteran free agent Russell Wilson immediately, hosting him for a visit and potentially needing to sign him before he left the facility to avoid losing him to other interested teams like the Cleveland Browns. The longer the Giants wait to address their quarterback situation, the article suggests, the less likely they are to land a quality veteran option, potentially leaving them with second-tier choices like Jameis Winston or relying on a rookie who may not be ready to start right away. The pressure is clearly on Giants general manager Joe Schoen to make a decisive move. Speaking of rookies, the article touches on the possibility of the Giants using their third overall pick in the upcoming draft to select a quarterback, potentially Miami's Cam Ward. However, even if they go this route, the reality is that most rookie quarterbacks aren't ready to step in and lead an NFL offense from day one. The example of Eli Manning sitting behind Kurt Warner early in his career serves as a reminder that even highly touted prospects often need time to develop. This further underscores the Giants' need for a veteran presence under center for the 2025 season. The article makes it clear that Giants fans are growing impatient with the team's quarterback woes, and another year of uncertainty could have significant consequences for the team's leadership. Meanwhile, the Aaron Rodgers and Minnesota Vikings saga is shaping up to be the "will they, won't they" storyline of this NFL offseason. While Rodgers' departure from the New York Jets is confirmed, his next landing spot remains a mystery. Initially, the Vikings, along with the Giants and Steelers, were identified as potential suitors. However, conflicting reports have emerged regarding the Vikings' actual interest. Earlier in the week, NFL insider Adam Schefter appeared to downplay the Vikings' involvement in the Rodgers conversation, suggesting that they are likely moving forward with their young quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, as their primary option for 2025. Schefter stated he wouldn't include Minnesota in the Rodgers discussion, until I have a reason to, indicating a lack of concrete evidence of their interest. However, other prominent NFL insiders, including Dianna Russini and Mike Silver of The Athletic, paint a different picture. Their reports suggest that the Vikings are indeed weighing the possibility of bringing in Aaron Rodgers, along with other veteran options, to potentially pair them with J.J. McCarthy. Mike Silver even went as far as to say that it's believed Aaron Rodgers' first choice would be to play for the Vikings, and that the team is strongly considering and weighing this option. Given the Vikings' need for another quarterback following the departures of Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones, yes, Daniel Jones was briefly with the Vikings. The prospect of adding a player of Rodgers' caliber, especially with a talented offensive-minded coach like Kevin O'Connell at the helm, is certainly enticing. The Vikings appear to be at a crossroads, trying to decide whether to fully commit to their young quarterback or make a potentially significant move for a veteran like Rodgers. So, where does all of this leave us? On one side, you have reports suggesting the Vikings are content with J.J. McCarthy as their future. On the other, you have equally credible reports indicating that they are actively considering bringing in Aaron Rodgers, who himself is reportedly interested in joining the team. This uncertainty is creating a ripple effect, impacting the plans of both the Giants and the Steelers. Speaking of the Steelers, The article suggests they have fewer alternative options compared to the Giants if the Rodgers scenario doesn't pan out for them. They are essentially in a holding pattern, waiting to see what Rodgers decides, with limited communication reportedly happening directly with the player despite discussions about potential contract structures and money. This highlights the significant influence Rodgers' decision is having on multiple teams across the league. Adding another layer to the Giants' perspective, Dianna Russini reported that their patience with the Rodgers situation is wearing thin. They are reportedly growing frustrated with the delay and are nearing a point where they might just move on and focus on other plans. Their hosting of veteran quarterbacks like Joe Flacco and Russell Wilson underscores this urgency and their desire to have a viable plan in place for the 2025 season regardless of Rodgers' ultimate decision. In conclusion, the Aaron Rodgers quarterback saga continues to be a dominant storyline in the NFL offseason. His potential landing spot is creating a domino effect, leaving the Minnesota Vikings, New York Giants, and Pittsburgh Steelers in a state of limbo. The Giants, feeling the pressure to secure a quarterback, are actively exploring other options, while the Steelers have fewer alternatives and are largely reliant on Rodgers' decision. The Vikings, meanwhile, appear to be at a critical juncture, weighing the potential benefits of adding a veteran like Rodgers against their commitment to their young quarterback. This is the NFL offseason in a nutshell, full of uncertainty, speculation, and high-stakes decisions that will ultimately shape the landscape of the league for the upcoming season. We'll continue to monitor this developing story and bring you the latest updates as they unfold. It seems like the Giants were initially playing the cool card, giving Aaron Rodgers all the time and space he needed to figure out his next move. But according to Dianna Russini of The Athletic, their patience is starting to wear thinner than a cornerback in single coverage against a top receiver. She reports that everybody is waiting. Everyone's frustrated, and it sounds like the Giants are almost at the point where they're just trying to find a plan B just in case this whole Rodgers thing doesn't pan out. You can't really blame them, can you? To that end, the Giants have reportedly hosted veteran quarterback Joe Flacco for a visit. And if that wasn't enough to raise an eyebrow, they're also bringing in 10-time Pro Bowler Russell Wilson for a visit. It looks like Giants GM Joe Schoen is officially saying, "Rodgers, we like you, but we've got other options." Interestingly, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are also reportedly interested in Rodgers, are apparently still in limbo, just waiting to see what he decides. Russini suggests the Steelers might not have as many backup plans if Rodgers chooses not to play for them. It sounds like the Giants are being a bit more proactive in their approach. It's still anyone's guess when Rodgers will finally make his decision about the 2025 season. But one thing seems clear. The New York Giants aren't content to just sit around and hope. They're starting to explore their alternatives. And it'll be interesting to see if Rodgers' delay ultimately costs him a potential opportunity in the Big Apple. You can almost hear the ticking clock in the background, can't you?